Okay.
Alright.
All right, everyone. Welcome to a professionally unprofessional podcast. Once again, I'm joined by my good friends Reese in the middle panel and Elliot on the right panel.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to your monthly therapy session. We are going to be shit at our jobs.
It's Do you know? We decided to go into one about the state of play because we thought this might be an interesting one. Considering I was very surprised when the state of play got announced because I thought at the PlayStation presentation we had like a month ago, I thought that was the last of Sony's big announcements for the year.
Yeah,
That's how it was.
Well, okay, so I think Sony were quite decent at setting expectations because they said this will be about 20 minutes and it's mostly going over third-party releases. But I think so. I actually had slightly lower expectations, apart from a rumor that I'd heard going into it.
yeah. My expectations were low, but dear God,
Hearing it was only going to be 20 minutes, I wasn't going to be expecting much. Pretty much got what I was expecting, honestly.
I also think the fact that my thought interesting was, okay, if there's anything interesting in this, why wasn't it shown off in this PlayStation presentation? That was one of my thoughts going into like the last PlayStation experience had so many good things in it. I'm surprised they wouldn't have put. They had time to do this, but my wondering is, were these like the leftovers, like the things that they couldn't fit in, and they just said, "Oh, screw it, we'll have a state of play a month afterwards, and we'll put them in that."
well, it definitely felt like it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go over some of the problems that were with this presentation, but let's start with the first game. First game was another arena fighter. It's called Deathverse. It kind of has this reality, steampunk reality show type vibe to it.
It's another fucking battle royale.
Yeah, like how?
As if we didn't have enough of them already.
Especially on PlayStation as well. Like, how many are on PlayStation right now?
Can't you just let the genre finally die? There's been big since like 2017, 2018. They're still making this shit.
Like,
oh, they stopped doing FNAF clones in like 2016.
Okay, let's the thing about Battle Royale for me is I don't want them to go per se, but I want them to take a little break so they can come back with something interesting.
I mean, I would say at the very least with Battle Royale games, it no longer feels like they're trying to copy Fortnite. It feels like now they're still trying to be their own thing.
Yeah, it does feel like they've given up this idea of let's copy PUBG, let's copy Fortnite. It's now just let's try and do something original. I at least appreciate that they're trying that one, but there's still far too many.
It also makes me a little bit surprised we haven't had any Among Us clones yet.
That's true. I mean, out of all the Battle Royales, how many are you guys actually playing at the minute?
None.
0.
I'm playing Tetris 99 every now and again, but that's about it.
That's actually, yeah, Tetris 99 actually. That one's pretty good actually.
I mean, they're just having a Metroid event this weekend.
Doesn't surprise me. NES Metroid or Dread?
Dread.
It's
Nintendo posted it along with a jack-o'-lantern made to look like Samus's helmet.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'll also say that a Dread demo is now on the eShop.
Oh yeah, that to me is weird. They didn't do that prior to release. I think they could have done like.
No, why? Why do that after release?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I would have done it a week before launch. I would have said, let's do it a week before launch. You can go up until the first boss fight and then carry over your save data.
I mean, it's funny because it actually kind of reminds me, a couple weeks ago, or actually not a couple weeks ago, like a couple days ago, I was looking at Steam. I was looking through Steam, mostly at the Tales games they had on to see if they had anything else. They still have the demo for Tales of Berseria up there. I'm just like, that game came out in 2016. Take it off already.
Yeah, that is a weird choice. So next game. So none of us are really interested in Deathverse. I mean, it didn't even look that aesthetically very pleasing, to be honest.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Also, is it just me, or does the host of the show look a bit like the character from Hello Neighbor?
No, do you not know what it reminds me of? A more fancy version of Thingamajig from Jack 2.
Oh yeah, I know what you're on about. Yeah. So, shall we talk then on the next game along? This is one I actually like the look of a little bit, but I'm a bit apprehensive about it. It's We Are OFK.
I mean, it seems like a very very narrative-based game, seen as it's sort of about an indie pop group, and it's sort of like episodic and whatnot.
Now,
yeah, it definitely feels more like a visual novel with animation.
Yeah,
I'm not against. I kind of like it. I like games like that, really.
Yeah, I must be honest. I think the fact people would be surprised hearing that, considering that we've bashed Life is Strange quite a bit.
No, the difference is Life is Strange is generally shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you are talking to someone who is a very, very much a narrative gamer.
What were you going to say, Reese?
No, saying especially with the new Life is Strange.
Yeah, we've already gone on about. We've already gone about why
everyone's giving it 10 out of 10s and Game of the Years.
Yeah, a lot of people are like giving it praise, and you just think, ugh.
Yeah, it's not. I can tell you one thing, guys. I know the people who vote on the game awards. It's not going out for Game of the Year. I guarantee that much.
Certainly, I hope not.
It will be if it's getting any nomination.
I would be pissed if that ended up there and Tales of Arise didn't.
No, I think Tales of Arise, it will get the nomination for Best RPG. I think it will get that nomination, if nothing else.
Honestly, I can see it going up for Game of the Year. It's already up for like the Golden Globe Awards, I think.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, the Golden Joystick.
Yeah, Golden Joystick. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. As I even after playing it, I'm still raving about it. It's amazing.
Oh, but it won't go up for the BAFTA. It will not get the BAFTA nomination. Because the BAFTA's rule is, if it's a Japanese company not called Nintendo, it's not relevant.
Yeah.
Which is fucking bullshit!
I hate the video game BAFTAs, even when they got the right answer for once last year.
I mean, also in that case, you'll be pretty much neglecting half the game companies in the world.
I know, it's just basically... I understand the BAFTAs are usually a celebration of the British industry, but if you're saying this is the best game of the year, you can't say, I want to exclude half the countries from half the companies from the biggest video game making country in the world. Yeah. But OFK actually, it does look as a very unlike a game like Life is Strange. It does feel like it has a very distinct visual style. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a very classic the animation style.
Something I like about it, just from the dialogue, it doesn't sound like Life is Strange, where it's trying to be deep and complex, when really it's about as deep. Meanwhile, it's pretty much as deep as a puddle full of cement. It's pretty much just it does just seem like sort of it's about a band who's kind of trying to make it big but struggling a little bit. It does seem like it's going to be kind of a cool narrative, really.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's getting so much hate from the far right from that trailer.
Why?
Because the lead singer, when she's on stage, she wears a top that says "Black Trans Lives Matter."
Oh,
It's freaking out.
Oh shit! I should have seen that coming.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that, honestly.
Trailer back again.
Yeah,
I think that's. I mean, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Of course, the far right says, "Oh, it's all too political now."
Shut up.
And crying about the sanctity of video games.
Sanctity of video games?
Sanctity of video... How can it be sanctity in video games where fucking right to hell exists?
I was going to say...
That game with its fully clothed sex scenes.
I love the fact that Manhunt 2, that's perfectly okay, but a person wearing a Black Trans Lives Matter shirt, that's going too far.
Yep.
I love that.
Meanwhile, all these people complaining are just up on COD being racist remarks.
Oh dear. Oh god.
Pretty much. That pretty much is the people. They're like the people who buy FIFA every year, saying it's totally different, guys. I swear.
Oh no! Well, don't get me into a conversation about that. I actually got into an argument with someone over saying how is Smash any different from COD, considering they release the same game every time.
Ugh.
I had that conversation.
Okay. To anyone who says that, your opinions are officially invalid.
Completely. This is the same person.
That's not an opinion. That's a stated fact.
I want to point. Never mind. I won't go into too much detail about that. But seriously, but one of the things that surprised me though about this one is I'm wondering how the interactive music videos at the end of each chapter are going to work.
Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, it is. It's probably going to be a Guitar Hero clone. Yeah.
Or just extremely relying on QTEs for the song.
I don't mind that. Have a very sort of narrative-driven game for most of it, and at the very end, and with like a quick rhythm game. I don't mind that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, to wow me with like visual effects and like an interactive music video in a game, the thing they're competing with at the minute is Tetris Effect, which is a phenomenal music experience. So I'm going to be interested. I'll be interested to see what they do. I think I actually might pick up what We Are Okay. What about you guys?
If it comes to PC, then yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up just to piss off the far right.
Love doing that.
Yeah, here's something. Get a picture of yourself wearing the same T-shirt, just doing the double finger. Do what Dominic Noble did at the end of in the 50 Shades of Grey review.
Yeah, I love that thing. Just the whole slightly lifting up of the middle fingers. Oh, let's talk about a game that's getting an update that we forgot about. Bug Snacks is getting a free update soon called Isle of Big Snacks.
I find it funny that this is, considering how big it looks like it's going to be, I'm surprised it's free. I expect it to be paid DLC.
Yeah,
because it does look like a massive area, and there's like I think it says like 30 new creatures.
Yeah, there's all new creatures. Like, hell, you even get your own hut in it, which looks really cool.
Put it this way: there's been updates to Animal Crossing that have been smaller than this. That are free. I don't know. That's how I judge my metric. I would have said if you did this, okay, this is paid DLC. How much is it going to cost? And then it comes up saying no, it's free, and I think that's a brilliant deal for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you
especially because most people have forgotten about this game since it first launched.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely bring some relevance. It definitely brings some relevance back to it.
And it's a really good deal if you're like me and Reese and you got it when it was the free game of the month from PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Elliot, it's on PS4 as well. Have you tried Bug Snacks yet?
No, I haven't. Honestly, I haven't played my PS4 in like a year.
I would say the thing about Bug Snacks is it's all right, but it's nothing amazing. It's a very good game. It was very good. It's a very good game.
All I know is a combination of one of the cutest games you can ever play to one of the most frightening horror games ever.
Exactly. Yeah. It's I will say the designs in it are very imaginative, and the concept of the game is pretty cool.
I mean, I've seen enough of the game to know, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Yeah.
I like the fact PlayStation are really properly supporting it, and they did give it its time to shine in this one. I think this would have been a bit out of place if it had been in like the PlayStation experience.
Yeah.
So then, talking about unfortunate timing, they did show a new trailer for and finally give a release date for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though most of the player base has moved on now from what happened.
Yeah, no. Even if you discount, let's take if we took the controversy around Scott Coppin out of this, it's way too late to release this game. Like they're releasing it around Christmas.
Yeah,
that is a weird time to release one of those.
Yeah,
I feel like the delays really hurt this game. Like really hurt it big time.
I mean, I'll be honest. I still think it looks pretty cool.
I mean, it looks all right, but I can't. I'm always someone who believes in the idea of separating the art from the artist. I try to do that as much as possible, but there's some instances where I'm like, I'm not sure I can go that far. And I think with Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm at that stage at the minute.
Yeah, especially because even though Scott walks away from the company, he'll still be getting a share of the profits from this game. So a lot of fans are just saying, I don't want to support it because I don't want to line his pockets.
My attitude is, if you want to buy it, fair enough. If you've read all the facts, you come to terms with it, and you've made that decision, I'm not going to blame you for it because that's your decision. It's just, don't wrangle on me for my decision on it. That's just my attitude on it.
I mean, it's kind of my attitude on it. My thought is just don't criticize anyone no matter what their decisions. They do it for their own reasons. For example, I'm a little bit mixed with FNAF and my relationship with it now, because I cannot deny that what Scott did isn't great, isn't good, and I can't support his decisions. But at the same time, FNAF was one of the things that really helped me when I was at my lowest, when I had to leave college because of anxiety and depression reasons, and I was just like really low. The three things that really, really helped me in that stage was anime, mostly Naruto, Dark Souls, and Five Nights at Freddy's. So it makes me feel really confused about it. And
on that basis, I would never want to take that away from you. I don't think anyone has any right to take that away from you. That's your personal thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I will say, I think this game would be a lot. I think the only thing that would make me consider this thing at the minute, just out of morbid curiosity more than anything else, is one, if it was the free game of the month on PlayStation Plus, which I think they should do potentially. I think a lot of people might put whatever worries they have aside if they think they're not actually giving any money across.
I mean, if it's not, I'll be happy to take the review for this one.
I mean, it's coming out Boxing Day, weirdly, so that is a weird day to
no, it's coming out the 16th.
Oh, I must have misread that. It's coming out the 16th. That is a weird day to release.
Yeah, it's because it was all backwards. There was 12, 16, 21 rather than 16, 12, 21. Americans putting their things backwards, damn them.
Yeah, no, I've started to get used to it because I'm watching a lot of American stuff at the minute, so I'm used to changing around the modes, but that was a bit of a hard one. I always miss one occasionally.
Most of my stuff is Japanese that I watch, honestly. Well, either that or Squid Game.
Now, here's something. The next game I want to. This was one of my favourite things from this thing. They announced Death's Door is coming in a couple of weeks to PlayStation 4 and 5, but it's also coming to Nintendo Switch as well.
Oh.
Wow.
Now, seriously, guys, I've been playing this on PC. And this is one of the best indie games that's come out all year.
Really?
Yes.
Would you say it rivals Ender Lilies?
Very close, but I think Ender Lilies is a little bit better.
Yeah. You know something? I thought the sad thing is actually I haven't really played any indie games this year. There's one I thought there's an indie game I thought came out this year called At Dead of Night, which is really damn good actually, but came out November last year. I just think, I can't make that my indie game of the year now.
Death's Door is a very good one.
Go play At Dead of Night. It is really good.
It is. I imagine that's really, seriously, guys. Death's Door. Best way to describe it is, it's like imagine the Hollow Knight devs making a top-down Zelda game.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, because it's from the Devolver Digital team.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the Devolver. I think they showed it off a bit at E3 during their show.
Yeah, which I don't think many of us saw.
No one really.
Is it a roguelike? Because it looks a bit like a roguelike.
It's a bit of a roguelike, but no, it's not. It's more of a Souls-like game than anything else.
Okay, you've got me interested now.
Basically, it's.
Just because it also has the good incentive if you pre-order that you get their previous game, Titan Souls, for free.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what's weird, though? This is probably the biggest mistake Microsoft made this year, because it was an Xbox exclusive up until now. for like a few months. It was an Xbox exclusive, and they didn't pay more time to have it as an Xbox exclusive, and they didn't put it on Game Pass. I think then they really didn't promote it at all. So that's mental. People were looking for Xbox exclusives, and Xbox didn't promote one of their exclusives when they had it.
I mean, the only real indie game I think I remember Xbox really promoting at all is Hades. I don't think they've really promoted indie games that often.
Yeah, they're not great within. They're very mixed on how well they promote indie games. They certainly don't promote them as well as Nintendo does, or even to a certain extent Sony does.
I mean, Nintendo pretty much has their own showcase exclusively for indie games, which props to them. It's one of the very few things nowadays I actually praise them for.
What do you think, Reese, in terms of Death's Door? Did this one do anything? Is it one of those ones you really kind of think I want to play that?
Yeah, it does look really interesting with the whole art style and the isometric top-down viewpoint for some of the scenes.
Put it this way, I wouldn't be surprised if it wins Indie Game of the Year at the Game Awards. It's done very well with critics recently.
Oh, wow.
I personally don't think it should. I think it should go to Ender Lilies, but I'm also... with Ender Lilies, of anything in the Game Awards, I'm just going to be happy if it's nominated, let alone if it wins anything.
Yeah. If Death's Door wins Indie Game of the Year, I doubt I'm going to take that you're not going to be disappointed in the slightest.
Oh God, no, no! It's been so enjoyable. I've only beaten the first boss, but it's still great. And what I like is the fact it's basically a story of this little raven with a sword that goes around reclaiming souls of people who aren't quite ready to die yet.
Oh,
it's kind of this nice little introspective story. It's got a little bit of the Spiritfarer type effect to it. Except so yeah. If anything I've said has convinced you, it will be coming in a couple of weeks to PlayStation and to Nintendo Switch. It's a really great experience. They then moved into...
one last thing. I just looked up, and apparently the pre-order bonus for Titan Souls doesn't apply if you're in Japan. It's just for the West.
Oh, that's annoying.
As a pre-order bonus.
Oh.
These companies wonder why they're struggling to get a foothold in Japan. We then sort of started on a bit of a multiplayer segment. There's a game called Kart Rider Drift, which... What is this?
Yeah. It's funny because when you messaged me saying I've been playing this on PC, it's really good. That was when Kart Rider Drift was on. I was just like, this?
And then I said, no wait, Death's Door. I realised that moment hadn't sold. They hadn't sent it so fast.
It was it kind of looks like the character models honestly remind me like kind of a mixture of like Bomberman and Super Monkey Ball.
This is the most generic-looking Mario Kart clone I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Which is what I said in the group chat when it came on.
Yeah, I remember you said that, and I thought, oh God, he's right. There isn't there's not. If this is a, I don't even know if this is a PlayStation exclusive, but if PlayStation wanted an exclusive kart racer since they screwed it up with Crash Team Racing, if they really wanted an exclusive. Why not resurrect the PlayStation All-Stars brand and have a PlayStation All-Stars kart racer?
Because the idea of Kratos driving the little go-kart is ridiculous.
You would buy that in an heartbeat, though, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you an old racing game I want to come out for PlayStation, Wipeout.
Wipeout, yes, do a Wipeout game.
Oh my God, Wipeout, yes.
Yeah, that was an amazing series I loved.
Oh, let's not forget the greatest one, Rascal Racers.
Oh, God. I'll tell you, no, actually, I've had a thought. One of the things I thought was, since Cruising Blast is doing so well on Switch, why doesn't PlayStation go back to Ridge Racer?
Yeah.
That's a really good arcade racer.
I guess they could, but I think they mostly got their main series racing game is Gran Turismo. They're just more focused on that.
Yeah, I think Gran Turismo really is Sony's racing experience. I feel like if the Vita went on a bit longer, it could have been a home for that, but the Vita was obviously never coming back. Yeah,
well, the problem with Gran Turismo is that there's like literally over half a decade between releases.
Yeah, it's feel like, I mean, March is when we're getting the next one. It feels far too long.
Which is funny when you look at Forza, which is like getting an entry pretty regularly.
So, in terms of like PlayStation kart races, I mean, I can think of a whole bunch. Like Chocobo Racing is going to come onto it soon. There's Crash Team Racing, which, despite the fact it's got those microtransactions, is still great. So unfortunately,
wasn't there a Little Big Planet kart racer?
I don't.
It was, but I'm sure if it was on PS4. I think it might be a PS3.
I think it was a PS3 game.
Right,
yeah, there is Team Sonic Racing, which is quite good.
Yeah,
it's got to be better than Sonic Car at the very least.
not much. Not much.
Can you feel the sunshine?
Is it bright enough?
Brightens up your day.
This is let's so the next. So none of us are getting Kart Rider Drift, which also is the most generic title ever.
Yeah, but to go back to it, it's also going free to play as well, so that's going to be microtransactions.
Oh, microtransactions at the wazoo!
Like Kart Rider. That's like having a first-person shooter and calling it Gunman.
Do you know what's amazing? I actually I made a dyslexic error when reading my list, and I read it as Kamen Rider Drift, and I thought, when did a Kamen Rider game get announced in this?
Oh god, a Kamen Rider kart racer.
That must have been made already, Reese. Come on.
Believe it or not, Kamen Rider games are quite frequent in Japan.
Why?
Most being on the PS4 itself.
Bring them onto the Switch, then they'll go region free and we can get them.
Yeah, well, the last one wasn't on Switch, but the only skill is from Singapore.
Actually, do you want to know something that I find really annoying? Something I discovered a while ago. Actually, there's a Cardfight Vanguard game on Switch, and we never got it over here. It's Japan exclusive.
If you buy the physical version, it will work on your Switch here, because all the Switch games are region free.
Yeah, but it's so annoying. I want like an actual English translation of a Vanguard game.
I know. I kind of want to buy the physical versions of Final Fantasy 7 and 9 for the Switch, just so I have them on my shelf. But
I mean, I saw on my CEX they have like a physical Switch version of a double pack of 7 and 8.
And I'm gonna now run over and buy that. Incidentally,
not before I do, motherfucker.
Incidentally,
actually, no, I already have them both digitally. Go on.
Incidentally, if there is ever a Kamen Rider game that comes out and Reese has access to it, we will never see him again.
Pretty much like me if Persona 5 ends up on Switch.
So let's move on to the next game. Next game was an announcement about the open beta for King of Fighters 15, which looks like it's going to have a limited number of characters for it, unfortunately.
Yes, some of my surprise is that Terry Bogart's not in it. I guess Sony must have dropped him after he went to Smash Bros.
Reese brought that one up as well in the group chat.
Betrayer!
But no, he is in the final game. I have confirmation of that. He's just not in this open beta.
Also, why does one of the characters look like Neuro? Looks like Neuro with the body of Dante from Devil May Cry 3.
I've learned to stop questioning things when it comes to SNK designs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit of a fighting game fan, but I don't think Europe's involved in this beta, so I'm not sure if I'm allowed to take part.
The only traditional fighting game I play is Soul Calibur 6, so I'm not really going to be interested in this one.
Reese, are you a bit of a fighting game guy, or are you just not? It's not for you.
I used to be. I've not pretty much kept up with them. The main series I mostly played was Mortal Kombat.
It's weird. I think I was.
I'll be honest. I imagine you more. I imagined you as more of a Tekken nut.
Yeah, I played a lot of Tekken growing up. I just fell out of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Whereas Mortal Kombat going throughout the years.
Yeah, it definitely was a lot more consistent with its releases.
Meanwhile, I'm the hipster douche who grew up playing Soul Calibur rather than any of the other ones.
I was...
Well, it got to be the real hipster douche. You would have started with Soul Edge.
Oh, yeah. I was a Street Fighter kid originally, and then I became a Tekken kid for most of my life before going back to Street Fighter. And now I'm a Smash. But then, of course, Smash Bros was way more of my fighting game fix. I'm going to get King of Fighters when it comes out, but I'm not. But whether if I could take part in the open beta, I might. But I also know I'm going to be up with the really, really ultra competitive players who are going to be very annoying.
Hopefully the community is more like Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter is one of the most wholesome gaming communities I know.
That surprises me when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said this one time. It might have been in another Unprofessional podcast, but I remember Rob from PlayStation Access was talking about his experience, like when he was playing Street Fighter online. And a lot of people were saying like they were legitimately being really nice and giving advice and good match mate, but you need to work on da 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 da. And he was just going, I don't want you, stop being so nice. Bitch, I want you to berate me. I want you to call me a loser. I don't want you to be so nice to me.
Okay, yeah. So next,
it's a shame. Yeah, which makes it a bit of a shame that we're part of the Smash community because they are toxic.
I must be honest though, the weird thing is, the Smash community would have met them in person. Like, when we've gone to like cons and done Smash tournaments, you occasionally get the toxic players were the minority. Most of them were really genuinely very nice.
Yeah, most of the people are like legitimately really nice. See, we've only met like one toxic player who we just made rage quit. Still one of the best experiences I've ever had in a Smash game.
Oh,
one of the most proud I've ever been playing the game.
You must be so glad I didn't accidentally dob you out there, Elliot.
I know you were tempted.
I know
you were tempted to.
I was so tempted. I was like,
It will only be mentioned in Cal's autobiography 50 years from now.
Oh, let me guess. When I reach 100.
No, when you reach HD1. We're not monsters.
I hate you all. Next game was another multiplayer game. It's called First Class Trouble.
It looks awful.
Same.
It looks like Prey crossed with Among Us.
It was one of those where I was like, you clearly, I know you showed off gameplay, but this is clearly so staged. Like, any player in real life would not have fell for that trap.
Yeah, it was just so... Oh my god, it just looked so bad. The gameplay was bad. The commentary was insufferable.
Yeah, no, the weird thing about it is I knew Among Us we were going to eventually get Among Us clones. That was inevitable. But wow, I thought they were going to be way more interesting than this.
Alfie!
Yeah, Reese's dogs appeared on camera. Hello, Alfie.
My face disappeared because of attacking me.
Yay! But
see, Ripley does that to me all the time.
Oh, the team's dogs are more interesting than this game in every way.
I mean, the dogs are more interested than anything. Let's be honest.
Exactly. But let's. I mean, it looks a weird game per se. So I reckon. So this game's going to get hacked, so you can actually see who's the imposter immediately.
Oh.
I'm gonna say this game's gonna be like the player base is not gonna be big, and most are gonna drop it in like a month.
Yeah, but it also that Sony has no faith in it because it's been free on PlayStation Plus from the 2nd of November.
Now
when it releases.
Now that could be good to build up a community with it, but at the same time, they're not going to make a lot of money out of it.
Yeah, it's gonna build. I think it'll get some. The most it'll get are players who think, fuck it, it's free, I'll get it. And then we'll like play a couple games and never play it again.
The thing is, to get the most out of this, you'd need to have your friends along, and I'm not willing to drag you guys into this just to get this game going.
Nah, especially considering the fact that, let's be honest, we would just be toxic to you the entire time.
Exactly, it'll be Mario Party all over again.
Go to the bomb.
Yeah, I should explain for people listening. Race kept wandering around the bob-omb thing in the centre, saying...
like it's in one of the Super Mario Party maps, by the way.
In one of the Super Mario Party
because he was losing. He just gave up and started walking around the bomb, just constantly saying "glory to the bomb," wanted it to explode.
And he also said,
and all of us were joining in, including like this foreign woman who like had only met us that night, just joining in. Calvin was the only one who wasn't, so we just kept shitting on him the entire time.
Oh, and you also kept saying, and I was surprised this one didn't cut on, the bomb provides.
Yeah.
It was
the bomb provides nourishment.
I know. I didn't join in. Apparently, I'm fair game even when I'm not in the lead.
Surprisingly, I actually won that match.
Yes, you won.
I won that match.
No, I won it.
No, he did win. I don't know.
Yep, because I ended up getting a ton of stars. You guys kept losing copies.
I am so glad.
But you kept me. I'm certain you just stayed in the middle.
Yeah, I did.
And he won.
The star kept coming to the centre, so I was just doing a loop and getting them.
Oh my god!
And as a result, I'm so glad there's no map like it in the new game that's coming out tomorrow.
I actually remember. I think originally we did do it because again we were shitting on Calvin the entire time, and it wouldn't be fair. But I even like sort of made a bet that last player had to buy first player a manga. We didn't do that, but I have a feeling we're going to be doing that next year when we finally go to AnimeCon again.
I think so, yeah. Because
don't worry, Calvin. We won't all be just shitting on you again.
Plus, we'll have a better Mario Party game this time to play.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Mario Party's not that good.
Have your guys' copy's been dispatched yet?
I've got a digital copy, so it's fine.
It hasn't yet, but I have got something saying it's definitely an email definitely saying it's definitely going to be here on the release date.
So
yeah, because I got an email yesterday saying it's been dispatched.
So I'm staying at my dad. So that being said, I'm staying at my dad's like this week, and it's coming here to my mum's. The only reason I'm here is because I'm picking up some stuff for AnimeCon this weekend.
Okay, well, I'll say we can play Smash if it's no Mario Party, but we're getting off topic. Let's talk about a game that we're not bored about, because this was the highlight of the show for me. Square Enix announced...
I'd say it's for me as well. Yeah.
The sole highlight.
Square Enix announced they're bringing a new entry to Star Ocean. It's called Star Ocean: The Divine Force, and this game looks really good.
Apparently it's the 25th anniversary of Star Ocean as well.
Yeah, Star Ocean is a really great underrated franchise from Square Enix.
I mean, as someone who's been like wanting to get into more and more JRPGs, they never got the chance to. Hence why I really wanted to play Tales of Arise, for example, because I never played the Tales games. I'm interested in this. I've been wanting to get into the Star Ocean series for a while.
Good one to get for getting into it is Star Ocean: The First Departure on Switch.
Switch, right?
That's a port of a PS Vita game, which was a remake of the Super Nintendo game.
Oh, I guess. Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
The only Star Ocean game I played was the one on PS2.
Oh, I played that one as well. It has the worst plot twist ever.
Yeah.
Really? What's the plot twist?
Oh god, it was so insane. It was like something like the universe they were in doesn't really exist, and it's been like a Truman Show thing. It was something like that.
I'm looking at it now. It's actually really cheap at the minute.
So, we set Elliot off. The one thing I'll say about this trailer is it does fall into that whole typical JRPG trailer thing of loads of dialect to make this sound epic without really detailing what the plot is.
That's kind of what Square Enix is doing with most of the trailers at the minute, let's be honest. Which I'm not complaining about, and like, it's got me excited for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's surprisingly, it reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and that story where he starts off on the spaceship and he crashes on an alien planet and he tries to survive.
Oh.
Yeah, but Star Ocean always has been this idea of galactic travel between these various planets, whilst having that JRPG aesthetic. It's essentially
the JRPG version of Astro Lost in Space.
Kind of, sort of. The best way to describe it is, basically the way they sold it to me when it first went on PS2, when I played it on PS2, was Final Fantasy in space. I'm sold.
I mean, yeah. Let's be honest, add space into anything and it's an improvement.
So, I mean, in terms...
Aside from Friday the 13th.
I mean, in terms...
What? Jason, amazing, you take that back.
There's only like one good kill in that film. And I'm sorry, it's not that great as a horror film.
No.
It's corny and it's a fun film.
It's
still not that great.
No, great thing about it is that one of the guys he kills is the voice of Link in those old Legend of Zelda cartoons.
Really?
Yeah, the guy said, "Guys, he just wanted his machete back." That guy's the he was the voice of Link in Legend. He's the voice of Link.
God, you're kidding!
I'm not kidding. He genuinely was the voice of Link in those old Legend of Zelda cartoons.
Oh my god! I could just imagine, like, just as a joke, after Jason kills someone, he just goes, "Hey, excuse me, Jason."
Oh man, you're never going to be able to watch that film the same again now I've told you that.
I have to watch that again. Holy shit.
Reese, I told you that strategy works every time someone disses Jason X.
Oh, yeah.
So, going back to Star Ocean, I don't really like the subtitle though, The Divine Force. That sounds weird.
Yeah, it just sounds quite generic as a title.
What about you, Elliot?
JRPG subtitle.
Yeah, to be fair,
much to say outside of that.
This could have gone a lot worse.
It could have gone a lot worse. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to these.
Could have gone bad, but could have gone worse.
I'm looking forward to these 0 punctuations on this one. I imagine he's going to have a field day.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, Yahtzee always has a field day when it comes to JRPGs. Sure enough, he has been talking about kind of praising some of them lately.
I actually quite like the fact he actually did a nice one about Ender Lilies.
Yeah. I mean, he can be nice about games on occasion. Like I'm still happy he actually kind of praised Persona 5.
Exactly. But I mean, I think this is a day one pickup for me. I imagine it's not going to be a PlayStation exclusive, but I reckon it's a day one pickup for me. What about you guys?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
If it comes to PC, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because Star Ocean did always go to PlayStation and Xbox, so I imagine you'll get a PC port at least.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Elliot. By then, you could have a PlayStation 5.
Maybe. Honestly, I'm still not that bothered about getting a PS5 quite yet.
I think the only things you really want it now for are Demon's Souls and Ratchet & Clank.
Well, and God of War, though that comes out.
But that's going to PlayStation 4 as well.
Alright.
Incidentally, are you going to get the God of War PC port?
It's already on my wish list, so yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the game that closed this show. This is one they showed off at that PlayStation 5 reveal in 2020. Little Devil Inside.
Yeah, definitely the game with the most horrifying character faces.
What the hell was up with the artwork in this?
Yeah, it's more disturbing than the rest of the game.
What do you think of Little Devil Inside, Elliot?
Looks interesting. I'm a sucker for games with interesting art styles, and this one definitely seems to have a good one.
Oh, this one actually is a PlayStation exclusive. It's one that Sony does have a big investment in. This is one, and I mean, it looks alright. The thing that they didn't convey that there was in the old trailer, I don't know if they've abandoned this or if they didn't want to do it for this one, is the fact that the game takes place inside a human body, and that's what all these things are meant to be visual representations of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was in the original trailer. Like, he was dropping a bomb, and then you saw the human that he was in sitting on a toilet. There was stuff like that in the original trailer. So they didn't really convey that in this gameplay demonstration.
No, I didn't see anything to correlate to that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, let's face it.
Space Rider's called Little Devil Inside, though, because I thought really it would be like a game where you caused mischief. something when I first heard about it.
Let's face it. If I had told you that fact, that game would have been way more interesting than it would have right now than before I mentioned it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would say so.
So
it also really makes me want a Cells at Work game.
Oh yeah, no.
It's hearing that it does remind me a little bit of Cells at Work. Like maybe all the things you're fighting against are like are like bacteria that will give illness or something.
It would certainly give that effect with something like the squid that we saw coming out of the swimming pool in that bit we did see in the gameplay demonstration. So I mean, Little Devil Inside has me intrigued, but I'm not sure if it's a day one purchase for me.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm interested. As I already said, I'm interested. I'm a sucker for like sort of games with unique art styles, and this one just kind of look like it's going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah, it does look like.
So yeah, I'll pick it up.
It does kind of look like one of those model railway set type things.
I mean, you can tell it's very British.
Yeah. What about
like
you?
To the point where the narrator sounds a bit like David Attenborough.
I see what you mean. Yeah. What about you, Reese? What is your thoughts on Little Devil Inside?
It does look interesting. I'll probably hold off just to see what the reviews say.
In that case, if I get a PS5 in time for it to come out, I'll let you know what it's like.
Cool. It is coming to PlayStation 4 as well as PlayStation 5.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah, except that we don't have a fixed release date yet, do we?
No, that was another thing.
We don't.
That was a lot of things in this. No fixed release dates.
So I say we can just expect it to come out in 22.
Yeah, it's coming out in 2022, but it's we don't know when in 2022. I think, and that was to be honest. What did you guys? Okay, so overall, I'll start with you, Reese. What did you think of the state of play?
I found it was just very underwhelming, apart from one or two titles.
Elliot?
It definitely has some things I'm interested in, but a lot of it I'm just not that bothered about.
Yeah, I mean, I got Star Ocean, and Death's Door coming to PlayStation and Switch is a good thing. But I think my big problem was not enough fixed release dates, too many multiplayer focused games.
I mean, I'm interested in Star Ocean and Death's Door. Little Devil Inside seems interesting, and I'm kind of pretty interested in Security Breach. Aside from that, nothing else.
Reese, anything that interested you in this one?
OFK.
OFK.
Yeah, pretty much time out just being Star Ocean for me.
For me, it's Star Ocean, OFK, and Death's Door, just because I might get it again on PlayStation for streaming purposes. God knows what silly voices Ren will put on for that one.
In that case, I'll continue the tradition that we do when you play difficult games.
I wouldn't take up that tradition. I wouldn't take up that tradition when I get around to Kingdom Hearts, because we'll be there all night. You'll run out of facts within 30 minutes.
Really? Are you that bad at Kingdom Hearts?
No, I'm not that bad, but if I get to particular boss fights, I'm just terrible. Like, Zigbar in 2, it takes me ages. Every time.
I don't know. I think it would be cool to see you play through the Kingdom Hearts games. Do you think you'll just stop with 1.5 and 2.5? Do you think you'll go on to 2.8 and 3?
I think the plan is I'm going to do, when I get round to it, it'll be Kingdom Hearts, game to break in between them. Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm not doing Chain of Memories again. Break, game between them, because I don't want to do them all in one row, because that's just going to tire me out. Break game in between them. Not sure how I'm going to tackle, if I'm going to tackle Birth by Sleep or not. I'm figuring out how I'm going to approach Birth by Sleep, break in between, Dream Drop Distance, break, and then finish with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably say do Birth by Sleep. I know a lot to you. It's not the best of the side games.
No,
I still really like it.
I'm weird because I think Dream Drop Distance is the best of the side games.
Which is funny because I think that's most people's least favorite.
I mean, I don't like Kingdom Hearts games where you don't have a support characters to heal you in the middle of battle.
Yeah, that's a point.
Because you are not. It's always one of those. I was just like, I am not competent enough to handle myself.
That's why you probably struggled in the Sephiroth fight.
Oh yeah, never beaten Sephiroth.
Again, 4th try for me. In all fairness, I was a level 100. I maxed out my level grinding for shit to get the ultimate Keyblade. That's how long it took me.
Yeah, Elliot has talked me out of doing that.
Yeah, seriously. It took me around 20 hours to get through the full game, I think. 10 hours to do a lot of the side stuff. And the other 50 was just me gathering stuff to make the ultimate Keyblade.
So
it is ridiculous.
So, is there any games that I think there's no more state of plays right now. So it's kind of like I think we need to say what PlayStation games do we think really need a bit more of a focus soonish? Would we say?
Well, given the amount of delays, I'd probably go with Horizon Forbidden West. Just to reassure players that it's still nearly done.
There was a gameplay demonstration put on Twitter the other day, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one of those soon. Elliot, is there anything you think we need to see something soon about it from the PlayStation first party?
Not that I can really think of. If I'm being entirely honest.
I think the one I want to see a bit more of now, and I think they should have shown. I think someone should be doing this soon. Is Final Fantasy 16? Like we've gone we've gone over a year now, and we haven't seen anything of this game.
But you know what Square are like with showing bugger all of a game until it comes up. Until it's close to coming out. I mean, we all remember what happened with the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh yeah, that is. The thing is, I don't want a repeat of that. I do want them to be more communicative. And the thing is, they keep saying and we keep hearing it's nearly done, but yet we haven't seen anything of it. That makes me think: is it really that close to being done? Are we going to see this thing in 2022?
I imagine we're going to be getting. Square are going to announce it themselves, and that's why we didn't see it in this. And I have a feeling they're going to want to wait till it's close to being released, maybe. I just pray to God it's not another Final Fantasy 15 situation.
So if Square are doing it themselves, when do they announce it? Do they announce it in a Square Enix Presents before E3 or at E3? We're assuming it's coming out in 2022. Assume it has a 2022 release date. Do we think it's before E3 in a spring Square Enix Presents, or after E3 or at E3 during their Square Enix Presents for that show?
I'd say at E3, personally.
Same. I imagine it'll be the big headline for them.
If it's not, I'm going to say it will be at E3 if at E3 they don't show off Dragon Quest 12.
I think they're more likely to do that than Dragon Quest 12 at E3. I feel like E3 is more aimed at an American audience. Dragon Quest 12, they're going to be wanting to sell that to the Japanese audience more than anything else.
So the next Tokyo Game Show, would you say?
Yes, I think Tokyo Game Show Dragon Quest 12 is at that.
Is it? Yeah. I'll be honest. Is it weird that I'm more excited for Dragon Quest 12 than I am for Final Fantasy 16? I'll be honest. After playing 11, I've become very much more of a Dragon Quest fan than I am Final Fantasy. It's weird.
I'm more looking forward to when we see Dragon Quest 3 HD.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Yeah, seeing that game reimagined in the HD 2D engine is amazing. And it'll convince Square Enix that they should make Final Fantasy 6 in that engine.
Oh, please. I would love a remake of Final Fantasy 6. That would be amazing.
Speaking of which, they still haven't released 5 and 6 of those Pixel Perfect remasters.
We haven't had any announcements for any of them on the Switch.
Yep. So let's. I feel like that's the one that they need to talk about. God of War. God knows when they're going to announce when that's released. I reckon that's going to get a really random announcement of its release date. I reckon they're just going to post it. It's going to be a Ratchet and Clank, and they'll just post it on Twitter one day. By the way, November 16th, God of War Ragnarok comes out.
I don't know if they'll do I don't know if they'll do many more trailers for it, because I feel like we saw quite a good amount of the game in the previous trailer, so I don't really know how much more they'll be able to show off without going into major spoilers.
I think it's going to be I reckon it'll be like Horizon, and we'll get a gameplay, an extended gameplay sequence of it in a state of play of its own.
Yeah, maybe showing off a bit of the differences between this game and the original one, the first God of War for PS4, because it doesn't really look that different.
No, I imagine this started work on PlayStation 4 and it's then been upgraded to PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So
especially because quite a few of the animations have been recycled as well.
At the same time, that was the case with the PS2 God of Wars. The moveset for Kratos pretty much never changed. Outside of the powers he got.
So, on that basis, let's assume we'll assume Final Fantasy 16 and God of War will have 2022 release dates. What's our most excited PlayStation release date for next year?
Probably Horizon for me.
Horizon for you, Reese?
If we're talking first party, I'd say Horizon. If not, actually, you know what? If it's first party, God of War. If it's not first party, Elden Ring.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, it's going to be Elden Ring.
Do you know, I'm actually one of the few people who was really glad Elden Ring got delayed by a month. Because it meant I could really sit down and play Pokemon Legends Arceus without worried about splitting my time between the two games.
That's a point, actually, yeah. Honestly, I'm going to be rushing through Arceus when I play that, when that comes out, just so I can spend all my time on Elden Ring.
And then me and Reese have to balance our time between Horizon and Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
So, I'll
be honest, even if I did have a PS5, I would just still only be playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, no, I'm getting ready to pre-order the PC version as soon as it happens. So we'll be back in we'll be back probably later this month. We got a few subjects in mind for some other recordings that we're going to be doing. Obviously, there's tons of streaming, and we will definitely have an Anime Amigos in November.
I have a feeling that in November. Don't quote me on this because I'm not fully sure, but considering these sort of yearly traditions, I feel like we might get a Nintendo Direct in November.
I think if there is one, it's an indie Direct.
Yeah. Probably not full on one, probably a partner showcase or a mini.
Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't mind a mini or a partner showcase around this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
We've got enough now to work with. Now. I think we could take a smaller one.
I mean, even if we don't, after the September Direct, I am more than satisfied with what we got so far next year.
All right. Well, we'll see you later we'll see you later in November. Thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye, everyone.
Take care, y'all.